Hello everyone. MSM and Cumberland welcomes you to our MSM Agent E-Summit 2020 live. We know that COVID-19 pandemic is affecting all of us, but we should not let it stop from improving our minds, shaping our skills and connecting with each other. This session will be taken by Brenda Manager, Marketing and Continuous Studies, Sarah, Registrar, and Jody Amston, Settlement Advisor at New West Newcomer Services at Cumberland College. Before we start, we would like you to take through the basic features of GoToWebinar session. Please note that this is a webinar and your videos and mic will remain inactive during the session. There are multiple options in the control panel for your ease: raise hand, questions, and handouts. If you have any question related to the college, please click on the question mark icon in your control panel to type your question. A support team will be answering all your questions during the presentation, and few more will be answered by the Branda team and during the Q&A section. You can download the handouts by clicking on the file icon in your control panel. Now, handing over the start to presentation to Cumberland College team. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Shivani. On behalf of Cumberland College, we are very excited to invite you or welcome you to today's session. We are pleased to be sharing information with you about Cumberland College's programs and services for our international students.
I believe we are facing some technical difficulties.
I'm not sure why the slide isn't advancing, Shivani. We tested it. There we go. I see that our president, Mark Hodenbaugh, has joined us, so I would like to extend a welcome to him to bring greetings on behalf of Cumberland College.
Hi, Mark. Good morning. Brenda, I feel that there's some technical issues at his end. You can start off the presentation now.
Sure. So to begin, I'll share some information with you about Saskatchewan. We are located in Western Canada. We're a prairie province, and Saskatchewan is known as the land of living skies. And actually, I had a different slide on this, a different photo on this slide until last night, and I was walking along with my family, and the sky was so beautiful. So this is a fresh off the scene view of my view from my yard just outside of our community. So Canada is known as having one of the best educational systems in the world. We experience 4 very distinct seasons in Saskatchewan. So students would experience the full gamut of weather. We are surrounded by numerous lakes and natural attractions, and we encourage our international students to try some of the winter sports that we have available in our communities. Activities such as curling, skating, and skiing. And as you can see in the photo, we have breathtaking sunsets, and we have great opportunities to watch the northern lights. And one bonus is that Saskatchewan is actually the sunniest province in Canada. We are known to have safe and friendly communities. We are fortunate to have a high quality of life and low cost of living. Our communities are very welcoming and are becoming more culturally diverse. And I've shared a little bit with you about our weather. Right now we are in our spring. So we have highs of about plus 15 right now. In the summer, the average is about plus 25, going up to highs of around mid 30s. And then in the fall, we have some beautiful warm days still. And then the winter months, the average is minus 13, but it can dip down to the minus 30 degree levels. So students have to be prepared for all different kinds of climate. So why Cumberland College? We are a small college and we have smaller class sizes. We typically have 15 students in all of our technical programs. And that allows for more student and teacher interaction and engagement. We really get to know our students and they feel comfortable asking for assistance when required. We are known to be friendly and have a relaxed atmosphere that's very welcoming. Our communities, our local communities are very safe. Our college has state-of-the-art facilities. That includes our technology. We have computers and shop spaces and different lab requirements for our health programs, for example. And we do stress that it's a great opportunity for your students to experience another culture, but it's also a wonderful opportunity for our domestic students to be exposed to the Indian culture. An example of that is our continuing care assistant instructor. She includes a section on culture in her program. And our Indian students enjoy sharing about their customs and traditions. And our domestic students enjoy doing the same. So it's a great way to get to know the other cultures. And as I mentioned, Saskatchewan people are known to be very hospitable and welcoming. A little bit more about Cumberland College. Our programs are designed to meet the provincial labor market needs. So they all are determined to lead to high demand occupations. 99% of our students rate their satisfaction with the quality of the instruction as either satisfied or very satisfied. So we really pride ourselves in providing an excellent educational experience for the students. And then lastly, our international students who attend Cumberland College are able to apply for scholarships and awards that are available. And we typically offer around $100,000 to our students annually. Next, I'll share a little bit of information with you about our campus locations. Cumberland College has 3 campuses and we're located in the northeastern part of Saskatchewan. All 3 of our communities are full service and have access to high quality health care, many recreational facilities, as well as good shopping opportunities. And all are fairly close to larger centers as well, an hour or 2-hour drives away to get to the city, to a larger center. So Melfort is the first community. We are a small city with a population of around 6,000, and that is the office that I work out of. Our Nipawin is known as the Pearl of the Pines, and this community is situated on the fringe of the forest, so lots of opportunities to go to the lake and experience recreational attractions. And again, full service community. And our 3rd campus is located in the town of Tisdale. It's the center of the Northeast region, so it tends to be a hub for a lot of different activities. And again, it is a smaller community of a population of around 3,200. And the programs that I'll be sharing with you are available at all 3 of those campus locations. Before I continue to share information about the specifics of our programs, I know that many of you will be wondering about the COVID pandemic situation and Cumberland College's response to that. Currently in the province of Saskatchewan, we are in stage 1 of reopening the province. There are 5 phases that have been identified. So right now, we continue to abide by physical distancing with gatherings of less than 10 people, but some of our services are resuming, such as elective surgeries. So all of the Cumberland College campuses are currently closed and our staff are working from home, but we are still moving forward with our plans for our fall programs. So just to begin though, I will share that as you can probably imagine, that the start date of programs or our delivery methods may be modified or adjusted based on the advice of our provincial and federal governments, as well as our chief medical officers. So we realize that this is a time of uncertainty for everyone involved. That being said, we want to reassure you regarding the refund policies. And due to COVID-19 restrictions, we will give a full refund for issues such as travel bans, border closings, or any illness or symptoms related to COVID. A couple of other scenarios where we would provide a full refund would be in cases where a student was refused a visa, and another would be when a program became full at the time of the deposit was paid. I'd also like to share with you that Cumberland College is open to exploring the possibility of online delivery for international students who are unable to attend full face-to-face in the fall or at the beginning of their programs. So that's something that we are currently exploring and trying to be prepared for. So that then leads us into our first poll. We have 2 polls as part of this presentation, so we would appreciate your feedback. How likely will your students defer to a future term if they need to begin their first term online?
You have about 40 seconds to answer these questions to the poll, everyone.
Thank you, Shivani. Will we see the results of the poll?
Yes, we can see the results. Would you like to discuss? I think you would see a mix of
replies.
answers. Yes, a mix of answers here.
I don't see that information, so we could maybe just.
13% say that most will not defer. 17% says that some will defer, and 21% says that there will be few who would quit and would not even defer, and 10%, 40% says that most of them will defer, and 10% that almost they will slightly defer, as in 40% says that the ratio of 40% says that most will defer.
Okay, that's useful information for us. Thank you very much for sharing that. That helps us plan for the fall delivery for sure. So next I will share some information with you regarding the programs that are available at Cumberland College for international students. The first one that I will share with you is the Agricultural Sciences Certificate. We also have Building Systems Technician, Continuing Care Assistant, and Office Administration. All 4 of those programs are one-year certificates. So the first one is Agricultural Sciences, and we're very excited to be offering this program for the very first time this fall, starting in October. If you had received some of our previous materials, we were planning for a July intake, but have deferred the start of that program until October to allow for us to have students attend, hopefully face-to-face. This program is unique in that the program is set up to accommodate students who are currently working in agriculture, so they can get the crop in the fall, in September, and then they'll be able to start classes in October. And for your students, it's advantageous because it gives us a little bit extra time to promote this very unique and interesting program. Actually, yesterday, Cumberland College's Agricultural Advisory Committee met, and we have representatives from local area producers as well as industry reps, and they're all very supportive of this program. We believe there'll be lots of employment opportunities for students, and the focus of this program is on crop production. Students will be introduced to the most modern agricultural operations and techniques. There's some computer training involved, as well as some practical field applications. So they will be involved in a hands-on capacity. And you will see that the tuition for all of our one-year certificate programs is $18,000 Canadian, and that includes student fees as well as books. I'll share a little bit of information with you regarding the career opportunities, and then Sarah Haiti, who is our registrar, she will discuss the admission requirements for each of the programs. So with the Agricultural Sciences Certificate, students can expect to find positions as agricultural field persons, crop service providers, they may be working in livestock facilities or as a feed industry rep or as a sales rep in the agricultural sector. Sarah,
hey, so, oh, sorry, can you hear me now? Okay. The program admission requirements for this is a grade 12 with 50% in English, science, and math. And math is a little bit particular in this one in that stats will be considered, but not accounting. So just be aware of that when you're reviewing your transcripts for this program. The IELTS score must be 6.5 overall with no module less than 6 bands. If you take PTE, a minimum score of 58 with minimum communication skills scores of 50. And,
thank you.
Yeah.
Our next program is the Building Systems Technician Certificate. This is a one-year program at our Nipawin campus. And as you're all aware, there's so much technology that's involved in today's commercial and institutional buildings. So this program prepares students to work with boilers and complex HVAC systems such as like heating and ventilation, air conditioning, cooling systems. It does involve hands-on component as well. And we're finding that locally, some of our main employers are very supportive of the program. So our health authority, as well as our school division, are looking for our graduates in this program. So students can expect to find careers or positions as maintenance managers, supervisors, property administrators, and as I mentioned, heating and cooling, air conditioning, mechanics.
And
Sarah?
the admission requirements for this is a grade 12 with a 30 level math equivalency. The IELTS must be a 6.5 overall with no module less than 5.5. And if you're taking PTE, a minimum score of 63 with a minimum component score of 50.
Great. Thank you. Our next program is actually our most popular, currently our most popular program for international students. It's the Continuing Care Assistant program. It's a health related program, and it helps students develop the skills necessary to assist people either in their homes or in special care facilities. So as you can imagine, students have to be caring in nature, very patient, with an upbeat attitude, and have really good people skills, because really their most important role is to improve the quality of life for others. So our students get lots of hands-on experience working within our special care facilities as well as with home care locally. That program is starting in September, and it will be at our Melfort campus. And students will find positions either as a continuing care assistant or working in as a special care aide or as a home health aide with this certification.
Okay, the admission requirements for this program would be a grade 12. We will need submission of a standard first aid and CPR level C or equivalent. We suggest that applicants should have personal and physical suitability. And the IELTS score must be 6.5 overall with no module than less than 5.5 bands. And again, the PTE is a minimum score of 63 with a minimum component score of 50.
Thank you, Sarah. Our final program is the Office Administration Certificate. This program will start at late August at our Tisdale campus, and it prepares students to work in a modern office environment. So there's lots of emphasis on word processing, accounting, office procedures, office communication, and students find that they have a very broad job market with this program. We know that students are sought after to work in areas such as health locally, education, law, manufacturing, insurance, and many other small and medium-sized businesses. Career options include acting as an administrative assistant, administrative support person, a receptionist, customer service rep, bookkeeper, as well as many other office-related positions.
Okay, and the admission requirement for this is a grade 12. We suggest a keyboard speed of 25 words per minute. And the English language requirement is an IELTS score of 6.5 overall with no module less than 5.5 bands.
Thanks, Sarah. Next, I'm going to turn the presentation over to our international advisor, Brandy Wicks, and she's going to share some information with you regarding the supports that are available for our students.
Thanks, Brenda. I'm having some technical issues with my video, but I'll just, my picture's on there, so I'll give my spiel.
They can see your face, your lovely face is right there.
I am the international advisor, so I work with international students coming in, but then once the students are at the college, we have an advisor to work with students at each of our campus locations. And we provide support in a number of areas. So to begin with student supports, we offer a peer mentorship program. And we developed this program a few years ago. And how this works is we pay an honorarium to former international students who are still living and working within the region to kind of mentor the new international students coming into the college, and just to give them support because they know what they're going through arriving in a new country and starting classes in a new country. They'll help them out with different things like applying for a Saskatchewan health card. They'll take them grocery shopping for the first time, help them set up banking services, different things like that. And it just kind of gives them, one second, Christian, I'm sorry, I'm working from home with children in the background. And they just kind of help them and give them a friendly face in the community and help them through transitioning to a new country. So then at the college, we also offer academic supports for all of our students. And this, if students are struggling in their program, we meet with them to see what kind of supports we can offer. This might be tutoring or talking to their instructor on their behalf, different things like that to help them with their academics. We also provide career services, which means if our students are looking for employment, we can help with resume writing or practicing interview skills, different things like that related to finding a career in Canada. We also provide personal counseling for our students or referrals. So if our students are struggling, adjusting to new society, new country, we'll help them through that. If it's counseling on a level where they need help with therapy and things like that, we make referrals within the community. So we provide lots of support in that area. We also work as student advocates. If students need support in any capacity within the community or in the college or anything like that, we provide student advocacy. And then we also help students apply for scholarships. And we have excellent scholarship programs that are open to all domestic and international students. We have entrance awards and we have general awards that students can apply throughout the year.
Great. Thank you very much, Brandy. We're very fortunate to have Jody Armstrong with us today. She's a settlement and information advisor with Northeast Newcomer Services, which is based out of Tisdale, which is the center of our region. So I'm going to ask Jody to share a little bit of information regarding the role of newcomer services in the area.
Hi, everybody. Like Brenda said, I work at Northeast Newcomer Services. I do not represent the college. I'm a separate entity there, but we work together on things such as this and greeting our international students. I also don't represent Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada. I'm separate from them. And I work under the province here. So basically, I'm a community support for any newcomer entering the Northeast area. So I am located in Tisdale, but I do serve the other communities where Cumberland College is located as well, such as Nipawin and Melfort. I travel there to meet with students or newcomers in general. And most of the supports that I can offer students when they first arrive is general community awareness and any other resources that they're looking for. I'm just another support in the community for them if they're struggling with that cultural transition or anything else that might come up. And in addition, if they do decide to stay longer after being a student and do decide to, for example, apply for their permanent residency here, I would be then the support person in the community once they're no longer affiliated with the college to help them transition into their life in Canada outside of being a student. So we like to collaborate to make sure that that transition is very fluid for those students who do decide to stay, and so we can all work together as a community.
Great. Thank you so much, Jody. We're really fortunate to have the supports of newcomer services in our area. Now I will invite Sarah Haiti, the registrar, to share some information with you regarding the application process and the acceptance process as well.
Hey, Brenda, do you want to just go to the next slide?
Oh, sorry.
And then I'll just follow along. No, it's okay. There we go. So The first step in applying is that we like students or the agents with the students to complete an online application for the program of their choice. And you can find all those on our website under the International tab at the top. Then you would pay $140 non-refundable application and assessment fee via Flywire. And what this does is pays for us to have all of your documentation assessed to make sure you meet the admission requirements for that program. So right around the time that you're paying, also submitting all of your official secondary and post-secondary transcripts from your home country and from within Canada if you have any. These can just be scanned copies of the documents that can be emailed in directly to me. And at the bottom, there's my international email there. And from there, then we send them in for assessment to our brokering institution. All transcripts must be translated into English. In addition to the transcript portion of your assessment, you also need to provide proof that you meet the English language proficiency requirement for that program. Currently, IELTS results can be scanned and uploaded and emailed to me. If you're not able to attach them in your online application, they can just be sent in with your transcript information via email. If you've not completed the IELTS test at the time you apply, you just apply and submit your test dates to me so that I'm aware of when this is happening. And original copies of your results must be submitted as part of the acceptance process. So if you need to contact the college or provide an address where transcripts need to be sent anywhere in this process, that my information is just below there on the slide, and email is the best form to get a hold of me right now during COVID. So your acceptance checklist. So after your assessment, once you're approved, we would provide you with an offer letter, which then you can take to go and apply for your student visa permit application. Once your deposit is paid after that offer letter, like 50% of your deposit, then you can apply for your permit, and then the full acceptance letter comes right away after that within a couple business days. Please allow for 3 months for processing your visas once that happens. And be prepared to provide proof of finances, proof that you have no criminal record, proof of health, and receipt of all documents. These might be additional requests as part of your acceptance. I'm just trying to look here. So to sum it all up, probably the best way to say is that we need all of your documentation around admission requirements emailed in. The $140 assessment fee needs to be paid. After that's paid and your assessment comes back, hopefully approved, then you would receive an offer letter. And from that offer letter, you pay a tuition deposit to us. And it's 50% of the tuition within 30 days or 100% of tuition if it's in the SDS stream. And from there, you will get your full acceptance offer letters. Tuition deposits are required to be paid via flywire.com.
Thank you, Sarah. We know that a number of our international students would like to work while they're studying in Canada, and that is a possibility as long as they're a full-time student at a designated learning institution such as Cumberland College, and that the program has to be a minimum of 6 months in length and lead to a certificate, diploma, or degree, which our programs all do. So a number of our students have worked while they've been attending Cumberland College. Another option is the postgraduate work permit once they've completed their program. So again, we've had students who've worked following their study period. The program of study must be a minimum of 8 months for students to be eligible, and all of our international programs are. And then students can work in Canada for the same length of time as their study period. So if the program was 10 months, they could work for an additional 10 months in Canada. And then there is the option, as Jody mentioned, the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. And that's for students who are wishing to gain their permanent residence status in Canada. We would direct students to the appropriate channels to apply if they were interested in that. That leads us to our last poll, and this would be very useful for us for future planning. So we're wondering which of the following programs would be of greatest interest to your students. A one-year certificate in a health-related field, such as the continuing care assistant, a one-year certificate in agriculture, a two-year diploma in business, a four-year undergraduate degree, such as education, or a one-year postgraduate diploma in business, as an example.
Attendees, you have 40 seconds to answer this poll. Oh, can you see the result, Brenda?
No, I can't,
Oh,
unfortunately.
so I'll just say it for you. 8% of the audience is saying that one-year certificate in health program would be appreciated. 12% are saying that one-year certificate in the agriculture would be appreciated. 52% are saying that 2 years diploma in business would be.
Okay,
Yeah, we have a good ratio. Almost half of the attendees are opting for that. 4% are saying that they are open for an undergraduate diploma in education, and 24% are saying they're open for postgraduate diploma in business.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'm pleased to let you know then that we have confirmed our plans for the next academic year, so 21-22, and a two-year business diploma is planned. So please stay tuned for that, and we'll be sending out the promotional material on all of those programs shortly. So that ends the formal part of our presentation. So I believe we'll be opening it up for a question and answer period now at this point.
We have tons of questions rolling in, so we should start. And thank you, ladies, for a lovely presentation. We'll start over the questions now. There are questions that audience is asking that, do we accept Duolingo test?
Okay, I can answer to that. So right now, currently, no, we are not accepting Duolingo tests. We deal with two brokering institutions. One of them accepts it. So I guess technically for Ag Sciences program, we would accept Duolingo. It has to be a score of 100. But for all the other programs at this point, Duolingo is not accepted, but they are exploring that option. So if it does become available, we will definitely reach out and let you guys know.
Right. The audience want to know how many intakes that we offer.
Right now we have one intake a year, typically August and September.
Great. We were talking about scholarships, so we have many questions regarding the scholarships. So how does the university, the college help students with the scholarship plans or bursary plans? How does it work?
We have an online application for entrance scholarships so those are for students who are planning to attend Cumberland College. We typically award $22,000 scholarships, and those are based on high school averages. Most of our international students have applied for our general awards, which are offered once they're in Canada, once they're enrolled in their program. And the general awards are based on their marks in their program from the first semester. It's a simple online application, and we ensure that all of our students are aware of the procedures, and then they can apply online.
Great. There are questions for the onshore students as well. They are students who are already studying there in Canada. Would they be taking an IELTS again for the admission? Do they need to take an IELTS again if they're already studying in Canada?
We will take IELTS scores. They're good for 2 years. So as long as their IELTS scores that they used for their first year of study are still within that 2-year limit, yes, we can use those and they do not have to redo their IELTS.
But in case they have finished their 2 years of IELTS test results, so they will have to retake it, right?
Yeah, we would have to have them submit their IELTS again, yes.
Right. Since we were talking about the continuing care assistant program, so there are questions. In India, we have GNM, that is General Nursing Midwifery. So do we accept students for this program, continuing care assistants? Do we accept GNM students for that?
Have we encountered that before, Sarah, that you're aware of?
You know what? I think that would be something we would want to just double check with our brokering institution,
Sure.
because they would be the ones assessing that nursing transcript. I'm not sure right now at this moment how that transfers over, but it is definitely something we could include in the assessment when we do that.
Sure, and we can answer them individually, right?
Yes.
The question rolling in, what will be the tag for an offer? Turnaround for an offer?
The turnaround for an offer?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So usually from the time you apply, by the time we get the assessment, we get the documentation in, and our brokering institution does the assessments, it's a 3 to 4 week window.
Right. Okay. So there are questions from attendees that they're asking what hours of classes the student will be having in a week or in a day, how the schedule will be made.
Most of our programs are 30 hours a week or 6 hours in a day. With the exception of our continuing care program, it's a full-time program, but it's offered 4 full days a week, Tuesday to Friday. The others are all Monday to Friday, 9 to 4.
All right, great. There's a question that do we accept NIOS, that's an open school board? Do we accept that board for our programs? National Indira Gandhi Open School, that's an open school in India. Do we accept that? Accept CBSE and ICSE board? Would we be accepting that?
Again, that's a very specific question. I would have to follow up with the brokering institutions to find out what they will accept for a grade 12.
All right. So there's a question that they're asking that how much of gap would that we'll be accepting after a grade 12 student, since we have all the programs for those students. So how much gap are we accepting?
Like
1 or 2 years. If a student has done his or her grade 12 in 2018, would they be accepted, or before that?
Are you talking about like current grade 12 students? Like, I guess it doesn't matter when they complete.
We have a student, hypothetically, if a student has done their grade 12 in 2017 or 18, and we are in 2020, so would we accepting those students?
Yes, yeah, we would take them if they'd previously taken grade 12. Yeah, if they meet that grade 12 requirement, absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't have to be straight out of grade 12.
And right, I'm not aware of any time commitments.
No.
That there's a restriction from the time that students complete their grade 12.
No.
I haven't heard of that anyway. So as long as they have the credential, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
We can check on that and we can answer the the participant individually, but we would say that we will be accepting about 1 or 2 years gap after the grade 12th with a valid justifications.
Just as long, yeah, and our application deadline is June 30th. So it doesn't matter when they did their grade 12, but for this fall, the application deadline is June 30th. Yeah.
Right. Since we were talking about COVID-19 and its situation, a lot of attendees have a question that we will be running programs online. If yes, then what would be the conditions in case the classes have already started, but the student hasn't got their decisions? What would be the scenario then?
That would be based on an individual circumstance or situation with the students. So if they were unable to attend at the start of the program, and that has happened occasionally with our international students. So we've worked with the instructional staff to come up with a plan to assist that student. So if there was a delay and then all of a sudden the student was able to connect from India, in an online capacity, we would look at that as being an option, but wanting to ensure that they were going to be successful, because that's the most important thing for us, is that we want to ensure that our students are going to have everything that they need so that they can be successful in their program.
Right. Thank you for answering that. Are we going to accept students who are still pursuing their grade 12s? Because in India, there are certain boards where yet to complete their examination because of COVID-19. They couldn't complete, and few of them have already done that, but the result is awaited, and there could be few delays in that. So would we be accepting students conditionally on that basis since they're still pursuing their grade 12?
So we can't accept them conditionally. However, there are some timelines there for them depending when they're going to write their test to send in those transcripts. For example, let's say in July, they're going to go in and write those departmentals or final exams. We could do their transcripts in July for a fall program, but unfortunately we can't do conditional. We have to see that they meet those admission requirements. That's just our standard with our brokering institution. But there is some wiggle room there in June and July. But again, it's uncertain times and we don't know when those tests will be. So it's just good communication and kind of waiting on how this will all roll out.
Right. Okay. So are there any jobs for students who are on campus? Are there any on-campus jobs opportunities for the students, for the international students?
The job opportunities are actually off campus, so we don't have many opportunities for our domestic students either to be employed on campus. So all of our students work somewhere else within the community. But there tends to be lots of opportunities for part-time employment locally.
All right. Yeah, we're getting too many questions already, but we're running out of time. So before we finish, would you like to say anything to the participant, to MSM team?
Definitely. We'd like to thank MSN for hosting this webinar for us, and would like to thank everyone for spending this time with us today, or I should say tonight. I know that you've probably put in a long day already, and this is the end of your day, so we appreciate that you chose to spend a little bit of time with us. We hope that you've learned a bit about Cumberland College and have a sense of who we are and a little bit about the programs that we offer and the supports that are available for students. As I mentioned, we're a small college, and we take great pride in getting to know our students and providing the absolute best educational experience for them. Maybe I should just check to see if Mark, our president, is able to connect and just say a few words at this time.
Hello from my basement office. Thank you to everybody for being up this late hour in India. And thank you to Brenda and Sarah for the good presentation. I learned a few things as well, which is always good to know. So I'm the president of the college, and it's a pleasure to have your students come to us. Sorry? Oh, I can't hear you.
I can hear you, Mark.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear Shivani though.
Yeah, I can't either now.
Maybe she has her mute on. Anyways, we're very excited to be working with MSN, and I know that Cumberland is a relatively new college. I also am the president of Parkland College. And can you hear me, Shivani? Oh.
Oh no.
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. I had that same problem this morning with my speaker.
Yes, we can. Yeah, we can hear you, Mark.
Oh, other people can hear me.
Shivani can't. Okay.
Yep.
Maybe just text Shivani, let her know other people can hear me. So thank you for that. So I was just saying that I'm also the president of Parkland College, and I know that MSN works very closely with Parkland, and this is a new relationship with Cumberland over the last few years that's developed. And I'm very pleased to see how this relationship is developing. I know that we're slowly increasing our student numbers. Unfortunately, COVID-19 may put a dent in that for this year, but I look forward to moving beyond this as well. And we are certainly committed, as has already been stated, to working with your students either in Nodland format or however we can to make sure that your students are successful. And you have two great folks here who you can contact at any time if you have any questions. Yeah, so just thank you again for your time and for the work that you're doing with us and for us.
Thank you. So we'd encourage you to please reach out to us if you have any additional questions. We have Sarah's contact information as the registrar, so inquiries about admission procedures and so on, with an international email address. And then Brandy Wicks is our international student advisor. So again, thank you very much for participating today.
Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Mark, everyone, and MSM team for your lovely presence. And I hope it was informative. We had a good attendee session, and hope to see you with another time with another e-summit with MSM.
Sure.
Till that time, be safe. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.